I said, God, give me a sign. He gave me 5. He said, watch for the pride. Envy and lies. He said, don't reach for hands. If there's a tide, don't tell them that you love them. If they ain't tried, nah. They said I couldn't come out. I came in like Juggernaut. They said I couldn't.
Welcome back to the True Kings podcast. I'm your host, LJ Johnson. Today, I'm here with someone I consider a brother. I grew up with him and everything. He's a role model to me. I'm here with the creator of Big Speaker brand, Elijah Gates. Thank you for coming on here, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah, so anyway, you're one of the reasons I started working out, seeing the things that you did in the gym and stuff and all this and things of that nature. And so I wanted to really kind of come on here and know, like, what does your average day look like as a bodybuilder?
So the average day of a bodybuilder. So I'm gonna break this down in season and off season. So off season, it look a little bit different. I really ain't got a lot of cardio or nothing like that. So we usually just hit the gym once a day. So we wake up, eat meal prep what we got for the morning, and then etc. Lunch. I try to eat meals 1, 2, and 3, possibly when I'm not working to hit the gym, because the more you fuel up before the gym, the better the workout's gonna be. And then 2, 3 times out the week, we get our cheat meals and stuff. And then we just hit about 20, 30 minutes of cardio. Man, nothing really serious, but in season is more like, you got a little bit more cardio you got in, you know, it could average between 30 minutes to maybe an hour sometimes. So I try to knock that in and off season out in the morning. So in season, you got about 2 different sessions. You got morning session and the evening session. And then food's pretty low in season. So I'll probably try to hit the gym if I can a little earlier, maybe, or sometimes even later, man. It really just depends on what my work schedule looking like. But I try to get as much food in as possible. And when I'm in season, man, because you really got to utilize the food and you really got to utilize the training, man, because prep only lasts about 16, maybe 20 weeks. So you really, really have to put in your routine, man, to where you can really dial in day by day, man.
Yeah, I feel you. So what is the exact reason you decided to start going to the gym all these years ago? Was it because of all the high school sports you used to play when you were in high school? Was it something in college, or did you just really like the concept of working out?
Man, actually, man, which I know I probably ain't the only one, man, but like playing 4 different sports in high school, man, you get burnt out. So I graduated in 2016. I did my 2 years in community college. I really actually didn't get back in the gym until I went to Mississippi State. And man, I knew a lot of guys down there, got back into working out. So I actually didn't start hitting the gym until about 2018, real heavy. And then that's when I just love the results, man, and it just went from there.
So with that question, it kind of goes into essentially the next question I got, which is, what advice would you give to people who are going to the gym for the first time?
Man, if you go into the gym for the first time, man, don't be scared. Do not be scared to ask questions to, other people that you know in the gym. Man, if you need to walk up to somebody, that ask them something, man. Do not be scared to ask questions. But I mean, of course, you're gonna have your people that that might be rude to you, but man, 9 times out of 10, man, when you go in the gym, just don't be scared to ask for help, man. Like I wish I would have asked for help sooner. I mean, because we all been at the same place. We all understand, man, beginners, and you got to stay humble, man. When you into it 4 or 5 years like me, man, I love to help people out, man, because I always remember, man, I wouldn't want nobody to be mean to me when I was in that situation, man. So I always stay humble, man. I always give out information as good as I can. But yeah, don't be scared to ask for help, because it's better to ask for help, man, than to, injure yourself or and stuff like that. So, man, just get out there. I mean, you ain't gonna look stupid in the gym. I mean, we was all there, man. And then, if you end up, not doing the best at the beginning, don't get discouraged, man. I know a lot of people just get discouraged, don't go back, ain't seeing results. And that's what I'm saying, man. It's good, not to necessarily, you don't have to hire a coach, but just get somebody that you see that's been working out for a long time, and just get it from different people, man, and add it up and just stay on it. You got to treat it like a lifestyle.
So when I first started going to the gym, I know I had my situation that was going on. A lot of people have their situations. Now, though, whenever people kind of talk to me about the gym, they always go and say, "What motivates you to go to the gym?" I always tell them there's a few things that motivate me. You see, because one thing that you hear most people say when they go to the gym is, like, let's say they're going through like a heartbreak or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want to go to the gym to prove that person wrong, right? Or let's say they want to attract more people, men or women. It's like, okay, well, I'm going to the gym so I can attract these people. I tell people now, and because I've been going to the gym for over a year now, and I tell people now, like, hey, those are surface level motivations, and at some point, you're going to get burnt down those motivations. So you got to find something else. So, like me personally, like the first motivation I got is, who is the man do I want to be, for Jesus? Like, I feel like every single time I go to the gym, I make sure I wear some form of a cross on me, whether it's on my hat or on my shirt, on a bracelet or on my chain. I make sure I wear some form of a cross to know like who I'm working for. You know what I'm saying? And then of course, who do I want to be for my future family? Like the man I want to be for myself. Like these are deeper motivations. So like, what essentially motivates you now when you go to the gym and continue to work hard?
Like you said, man, like you can have heartbreaks and stuff, try to, prove people wrong and stuff, make their sure they messed up. But at the end of the day, man, you gotta do it for yourself. You gotta do it, like it's you versus you, man. Me versus me. You gotta, you just gotta do it for yourself. So really what motivates me, man, I just fell in love with the results. The physique I've built, man, I just love it, man. And I just love going there every day knowing I can get better.
Okay. So when you started doing the personal training, what was the thought process in your head when it came to saying I want to do this and help people out with their workouts and things?
Biggest thing with that is, man, I didn't go in for the money and stuff. I just knew that I was put to do this to help people out, basically. I just know I could be a good motivator. I do my research, so I ain't really gonna just send people out here to do, this and that, just for the money stuff. No, man, it ain't about the money, man. It's about just helping people out. And I know coming up, I really didn't have I had to do a lot of research on my own, man, is what I'm saying. So I don't want people to be in that situation. I want to, give as much information as I can without, I just do it because I love it, man. I don't do it out here trying to make no money off of people or nothing.
Okay. So have you like in that situation, right, of like trying to find the right people, have there been people who they found you in terms of helping them and they say, "Oh, I love this workout." But then what is it like when you come across people who say they don't like the workout and they think it'll be better for them to go their separate way with you in terms of, that type of situation?
Yeah, man. I mean, that's all about business stuff. I've had a few people to do that, and I've had few people that's just stuck with me, for a while. I mean, it just is what it is. More people might think, oh, I could maybe do this from somebody else, but at the end of the day, man, everything virtual nowadays. Like I can give you as much, but you got to hold yourself accountable. You know.
So you've done bodybuilding competitions these last few years. And, whenever I personally see people do bodybuilding competitions, they're all buffed out, oiled up, no Diddy.
Not the Diddy,
but all things of that nature. So what really drew you to doing the what's it called? The competitions, the bodybuilding competitions.
Man, I just seen my physique, man, how much it changed in a short amount of time. I put on a lot of size. You remember I used to be was small, man, like 150, like soaking wet. But man, one off season, man, I got up to 200 pounds, like in one off season. And man, I just knew I had the genetics, I had the discipline to do it, man. And so I was like, man, we're just gonna keep going, see what we can do.
You mentioned that word discipline, like, and discipline is a super, super hard thing when it comes to like building your physique because it takes time. And when I say effort, I mean like you got to find the right food plan because like there's a cake sitting right next to us right now, and that cake looked good, but some people might not be able to eat that cake, but they want to eat it so bad, so they'll eat it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like that's actually more difficult than what people give credit for. So I think you deserve a lot of credit in the aspect of being disciplined to do this over and over again. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I put it like this, man. You gotta do the stuff you hate to do. You gotta do it like you love it, man. That's discipline.
Yeah. And like I said, even when you love it, like discipline is hard. Like I think at some point you got to make it a habit. Like it becomes more of a habit than saying I got to become disciplined. Because if you go in the mindset, like I know, speaking for me personally, I can't speak for everyone else, but I know, like for me personally, when I go in the mindset of saying, "Oh, I gotta do this and do that," I'm end up not doing it and doing it because it's like I really don't want to.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's something that I know if I build a habit to do it, it is more so like, oh, I got to do it. So like at the gym, so for the gym, for example, there was a lot of times where I did not want to go to the gym, but I went anyway because I felt like if I didn't go to the gym, I'm like messing up. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know about you personally, but I know me because I told people about this about me is whenever I don't go to the gym for like a week or so, it's like I legitimately feel my body getting weaker. I may be the same, like look the same, but I like when I look in the mirror, I feel like I look weaker. When I feel my body getting weaker, like I can't lift as much as I used to. I don't know if that's the same with you, but
Man, honestly, man, I've been going to the gym, man, 5, 6 years, man, on track. I ain't really never took like a week off. The most I've took is about 3 days off, and that's only because of work. But I mean, you ain't gonna lose no progress in 3 weeks, you know. But before, yeah, man, like getting into it, like getting on and off. Yeah, man, I used to lose strength all the time. You know, when I was just in the first year, you know, like I said, not having no confidence, you know, not really going like I should. But now here lately, man, and over the course of, you know, a couple years, man, I've been consistent.
yeah. So you talked about, you kind of alluded to like the preparation you take for the bodybuilding competitions, but what is the full blown preparation like? Because I've heard that it's very, very difficult in preparing for it.
It is, man. I'm talking about set eating, man. You got to eat the same thing. You got to do check-ins. You got to tell your coach like, is, you know, how you feeling on a day-to-day basis. A lot of people don't know this, but sleep is 100%, man. You have to get and utilize enough sleep because you know when you don't sleep much, the workout's gonna be not gonna be good. You're gonna build up a lot of inflammation, you know, in the body and stuff. So, and that actually could, you know, hinder weight gain and weight loss as well. So I mean, it's just a lot, man. You really have to take everything you do in consideration, like your gym sessions every day, cardio, sleep, how's your work schedule, man, and everything. Because like I said, man, you own like a 20 week or 16 week prep. So I mean, it'll be here for you know it. And then you know when we get to about 2 weeks out, you got to drink a certain amount of water, you got to eat a certain amount of carbs and everything, man. It's really got to be, you know, to a T. You know, I seen a lot of people, you know, last week drop out because you know they couldn't really, you know, take it. You know, peak week it'd be rough on them, man. And so it's really just you have to. If you drink just a little bit too much water, man, you spill over. You know, midsection is not gonna be good. So you really have to know a coach and research how they, you know, are prepping people. Look at some pictures and stuff. Look at the accolades, like have they won overall, like, you know, or is this coach, does he have, you know, a lot of wins? Like how is he on your health and everything? So it's really just it's a lifestyle. I mean, you really got to put you know as much time as you can into it.
Mhm. And I so going back to like when you talk about when you first started going to the gym and you first started seeing the improvement in your body tone and everything, was there any moment like before you really knew any information where you would sit there and you would kind of just be like, people walk up to you and you would talk to them as if you knew what you was talking about, but you really didn't know what you was talking about?
Nah, man, I ain't never been that type to just be like, even now, man, like when it comes, my hardest thing now is food. And I'll tell them, man, sometimes, you know, I ain't innocent on the food, but I never give no false information. You know, I always say what I know. You know, like I know this, I know that, you know. But no, man, I don't really just because I want everybody because you can get hurt in the gym, man. You don't want to see nobody get hurt. So I just really just give information that I know, you know.
Yeah, and that's something I would say is like so like whenever people ask me like, and let's say they used to go to the gym consistently, right? Because I know some people who used to go consistently, but then for some reason, as the years went on, they stopped going. So now they're kind of small again and things of that nature. And I'll tell them, "Oh yeah, this is what I do in the gym," and they'll sometimes look at me like I'm crazy because it's like why you do that? You know, this could be so much easier and things like that. And I go, I mean, this is what I do. You don't got to take my advice. You know, I'm not a gym head enough to where like yeah, I go to the gym all the time, but I'm not smart enough to be like to really tell you oh what works and what doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like I tell you what I think works for me. It helps me out and gets me the way I like to look currently. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
man, everything's not gonna work for everybody. Like my meal plan is not gonna work for you, and yours is not gonna work for me. You
mhm.
know.
Yeah, and like it to each his own, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But let's get into your big time creation, right? Big Speaker brand. So this is something. Wait, so when did you create Big Speaker brand exactly?
About 2019, I think 2020, around that time.
2019,
Yeah.
2020. And so how did you first come across the mindset of Big Speaker brand, and how did you go about making it something that you can promote and make it as a business?
Man, you just gotta, like I said, man, don't be afraid. If you know, research your stuff, man, and you just gotta do it, man. I mean, it's gonna be people to support you. And basically, biggest thing is about Big Speaker brand is creating high volume in the gym every time you go. I'm good on volume, volume, volume. That's gonna grow every aspect of what you're training is volume. Like you know, you go hard on this set, you give everything you got. Well, next set, like we train the failure today, man, you got to give it all. Because I see a lot of people, man, training and stuff. You know, it's cool to talk, chit chat and stuff, but man, you know, when it's time to work, it's time to work.
Hmm.
So, like I said, man, I ain't really just trying to make a lot of money and stuff off of it, man. I'm just here to, man. I'm just doing this because I love it, man. I do the Instagram stuff, the TikToks, man. I just do it. I mean, it's a good hobby, man. I mean, you know,
So was there like anything that like kind of helped you influence the creation of it though? Was there like anything that helped you like look at it and go, like I really kind of want to do this, like make it into shirts and cups and things of that nature?
yeah. Well, now we got shirts, you know, we got long sleeves, we got everything you do. I ain't really did a lot of, you know, cups or nothing like that. I got a few hats, but I mean, like I said, man, you just gotta throw it out there. It's gonna be some people to support you, you know. Like I said, man, you just gotta do it because you love it. If you're just going in it for money, then you ain't really just going in for it. You know, it's more like motivating people. And you know, I didn't really do this till I started really knowing about the gym. You know, I wasn't just gonna go my first year and like, hey, I got these shirts. No.
You done with that? I didn't know if you were done with the answer or not.
Yeah. Hey man, I can go on, man.
Yeah,
I love it, bro.
yeah. So essentially,
We get to the next one, man. I ain't
so
gonna rant.
so basically, as like you kind of answered the question that I'm about to ask, but what is like the big time advice that you would give to a young entrepreneur? Because you're still a young entrepreneur. So like, what advice would you give to someone who's starting out? Because you've said that there's going to be someone who's going to be willing to support. And you just got to go out there and do it. But how do you gain the motivation to do it?
Man, I love this question, man. Listen, man, if y'all out there and y'all got social media, man, and you are promoting a positive thing, man, post them workouts. Man, if you want to post them shirts, man, post them, man. It don't matter if you get 1, 2, 3 likes, man. Do it for the people that is liking your stuff, man. Because you're gonna be influencing somebody out there, man. I mean, if you get 1 like, do it for that 1 like you got, man. If you get 20 views, man, they looking at you. Do it for them 20 people. Don't more so do it for the people you're influencing. Don't worry about them out there. Oh, I'm trying to get this many. No, man, you do you be confident. You post them videos, vlogs, or whatever you got, man, because you are influencing somebody out there. Be confident, post it for them 2, 3, 4 people.
So going back to Big Speaker, right? So what is like the overall goal, like the vision you truly have for Big Speaker as like a brand, or even potentially like a full blown business slash like company, you know?
We're gonna start off a little small, man. We're gonna, just do selling shirts. We're gonna eventually get us a website, and then next step is gonna make it a little shop, maybe. I'm telling you a bunch of stuff, man. you lucky. I ain't mentioned this to nobody. But yeah, man, I got my head on straight and everything. So we're gonna first do the website, and we're gonna probably then go to the little shop here pretty soon, man. That's gonna be it. This the first platform I done told this on.
Hey,
Y'all heard it here first, True Kings podcast listeners. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Website coming. Maybe a few years down the line, what the Lord's got in store for me, we're gonna get a little shop in, man.
Yeah, like I said, y'all go support him in his journey, man. I'm telling y'all. But now that we are about to enter in 2025, we basically less than a month now away from 2025. And what are your plans to continue to become stronger in life overall?
And not having no distractions, man. I mean, man, once once you start getting on, bored and stuff, man, the devil gonna try to throw you off track any way he can, man. He gonna start throwing obstacles in you, man. You just gotta stay true to you, man. Don't let these, you know, distractions get in the way what you got going on, man. So 2025, man, we ain't gonna do no distractions. Anything that's got thrown to me negative, we gonna go and we gonna do what we gotta do.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a few more questions. All right, I'm gonna ask you a few more questions.
I'm here for it, man.
All right, so
you going off the list, bro. Let's see if I got some answers for you.
all right, but so basically, how do you personally avoid all the negativity, or not necessarily avoid it, because you can't really avoid it, So how do you overcome it? Because a lot of people, it gets drawn to them and they quit instantly, or they just give up in other ways. And so how do you continue to keep pushing on, knowing all that negativity is being thrown towards you?
I put it this way. Once when you go through it and you feed into the negativity, because man, I'm 27 years old, man. I done, been through a lot of stuff, seen a lot of stuff. You just gotta put yourself in that position like, man, I went through this last time. I don't want to do it again. So, so for young people, if you're going through something, man, just say no, man, because the end is not gonna be worth it. So, but it is a little easier for me, I'm a little older, so it's like, man, I don't want to put myself in that position again. I'm gonna beat off this way. And like you said, you can't really, it's gonna come at you, but you really just gotta sit back, you gotta be patient, and you really gotta think like, no, man, I don't want, stay positive.
And that's the thing. You see, I mean, like you said, you've watched all my other podcast episodes and stuff. So one thing you probably know that I've said on there is patience, right?
Mhm.
Patience, and the Lord will grant you what you want. That is the hardest thing in the world. Like patience, forgiveness, and patience are the two hardest things in the world. And so, how do you essentially stay patient? Like patient in the process, and whenever things don't go your way, how do you? Now I'm sure crash outs happen, but how do you try to avoid them? In that way.
I ain't innocent, man. But I just know, man, every time I end up crashing out, I be feeling bad, man. I have to go back, apologize and stuff. So I know I'm gonna feel bad, so I just be like, well, I ain't gonna do this, man. I'm gonna feel bad, guilty conscience. I'm just like, man, I don't wanna. Because every time I do, man, I go back and apologize, whatever I gotta do, so or regret it.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I appreciate you once again coming on the podcast. We've been trying to get this done for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And so, yes, and y'all don't understand. Like when I say, like, I literally watched him, or he watched me grow up. Basically, he was already grown by the time actually he was grown by the time I graduated high school, and so he basically watched me grow up, and I had a chance to really get a chance to look up to this man. So I really appreciate him coming on here, giving the advice to not just me, but to you guys in terms of, your gym process, but even life process. You got any final words before we head out?
No, man. Thank you for having me on here, man. I'm glad we got it done. And man, y'all go check me out. TikTok, man. I'm on TikTok. I do reels, Facebook reels, Elijah Gates. TikTok, Elijah 2_Gates. Same for IG. I got a Big Speaker LLC page. And you message me, ask about workouts, man. I got it all on there.
Right. Yeah, the links will be in the description down below, and I'll probably put them in the comment section too as well. So that way they don't miss it, because I know a lot of y'all don't check out the description. But also make sure y'all go follow True Kings Podcast on all social medias. And y'all have a blessed day. Y'all be safe. Thank you.
True Kings Podcast. Follow my man.
Yeah.